Mill out that, and the next turn we'll get them, because this is the good old Vernon Roche Onager Priestess stuff. And look at that. We mill him out round 2. He's not going to have his combo round 3, so he'll have nothing round 3. And yeah. I do have to say, in this video, I tried to make this at the very end of the last patch, like the last day or two, because, you know, the patch notes were, not the patch notes, the Balance Council was coming out, so I didn't want to make anything too crazy in case it got changed a bunch. So I just went with this deck, thought we'd have some fun with it. What ended up happening is I couldn't get enough, like, good clips of the deck doing what I wanted. We won, like, I think we won in, like, 55% of our games or something. It had a decent win rate, 60%, whatever we were in pro rank, but it worked out decently. The last day of the patch, people kind of play whatever, though, which is what we're doing, honestly. But it worked out okay. The problem was we didn't get any like good clips of Golyat milling anything, which is the whole point of the deck. So I figured we'd try it again in the next patch. And yeah, the deck didn't change much. The only thing that happened in the next patch was we got the Cave Troll. So in the first couple games, you'll see the Cave Troll's probably at 7 power still. So I figured we'd include a couple of those games where we tried it out, and then we made some adjustments with the new patch. So in the beginning, this guy's probably have 7 power still, and then we changed the deck up a little bit. But I don't want to make 2 videos out of it, and some of our different clips were from there, so I just put them together. I recorded them over like the space of like 2 or 3 days, like very right together, with just a balanced patch in between. So that is what it is. I just wanted to mention it. As far as the deck, in the beginning, we're playing a slightly different one without the Imperial Manticore. So like in the beginning of the video, we have like no Manticore, Night Wraith. I think we ran 1 Barghest and then 2 of the what's it called? So this is what we're running in the beginning of the video, the first couple ones. We went with the double eggs, and then we just had like this Death Wish package. That was it. And then we just swapped out Barghest and the 2 eggs to try and run Manticore. Just because, and a lot of what was happening was we'd be able to set up, because the Golyat combo, I'll talk about in a minute. Before I show the deck again. Actually, we just exit without saving. The Golyat combo, I guess I should talk about. But yeah, this is the deck. The difference between the first games and later ones is we added Manticore and the 2 Night Wraiths by taking out 3 of our 5 bridging cards and the Harpy Eggs and a Barghest. The combo itself, what you want to do, this is why it's a lot of setup and why this kind of matters, is you play Cave Troll for protection, and then you play Adarin. You know, the beginning of a lot of, quote, fun combos, right? And then you go and do your Caranthier on Weavis Incantation. That gives you 2 Weavis Incantations. You can then play the 3rd one out of your hand. Then you Arrakis Queen one of the Weavis Incantations. The 2 Weavis Incantations trigger the Arrakis Queen's Death Wish. So you have 2, then you go up to 3, 4. You consume the Arrakis Queen, giving you a 5th one, I believe is the count. It gives you 5. And that's pretty good. Obviously, that's like a lot. Oh, you get a 6th one because the Adarin will trigger again when you spawn them off of the Arrakis Queen. So you get 6. You get 6 Weavis Incantations. That's the combo setup. Obviously, once you have 6 Weavis Incantations, you kind of do whatever the heck you want in Death Wish and win the game, right? You could just play like, I don't know, 2 Bridge Trolls and a Foglet and probably win, or 2 Bridge Trolls and a Siren, just because they trigger 6 times the Death Wish is insane. But what we want to do is we want to do that like round 1 or 2, and then play a Golyat and mill out 6 cards to the opposite row, and well, then we eat the Golyat and mill out a 7th card. Then what you do is you renew, so we're playing renew the Golyat and play it again to mill out another 6 cards to the other row, because it's opposite row for Golyat, and you can eat it again for a 7th. So you can mill 14 cards. That's the theory. In reality, this combo requires you to have Arrakis Queen, Weavis Incantation, Cave Troll, Caranthier, Adarin, Golyat, all in your hand. It like never happens. So that's the problem with the deck. It's why we didn't get any clips of it earlier in the first few games. why I had to play it more than once. That's not to say it doesn't win games. Like I said, if you get Weavis Incantations, like 3 of them or more out, you kind of just win. So, we won a bunch of games, just never got to Golyat. Problem with this, you have to use the Golyat combo. Like, if you're milling, you have to do it round 1 or 2. And the likelihood of you having all of those cards in your hand round 1 or 2, even with Oneiromancy and Decree, is just super low. You've got the best chance round 2. Like, if you go first, is how it's most likely to happen. You go first, then you earn Shadows your Brewer's Ritual, and then you eat the Brewer's Ritual, it thins 4 cards out of your deck. That way you're more likely to draw into what you need, but it very rarely happens. But that is the idea for the combo. Now, obviously this idea is not that good, but it was a suggestion by some viewers, and I thought it would be kind of funny, and they really wanted me to do it, so I ended up doing it. That's the main combo of the deck. So we have, basically the combo is Oneiromancy, Renew. This is just to help get the combo. You have Renew, Arrakis Queen, Incantation, Cave Troll, Caranthir, Adar, and Golyat. Now, once you've done that, you need Oneiromancy and Decree, because we need consistency, and Brewer's Ritual, because you have to play Brewer's Ritual in Death Wish usually. Well, pretty much all the time you kind of have to play her, and then you got Urn. And if you look at our provisions, that is every card down to this Manticore is already filled up for mandatory use in this deck, which means we only have the bronzes and like 1 7 Provision card left, which is why we went with 2 Bargus or 2 eggs and a Bargus earlier, which means there's really like no choice for what to run in the deck. You've got no provisions left, so we just went with a bunch of 4s: Night Wraith, Banshee, Bridge Troll, Foglet, Harpy. The Giant Toads are too good, and the Sirens are too good to ignore. So these are what you play. Then you could put in like swap out Night Wraiths or whatever, throw out Manticore. I think Manticore is super important to this type of deck, because what happens is if you can't use your combo round 1 or 2, your deck, the point of it is to make a bunch of Weavis Incantations, right? Then you can't use it. Sure, you can use like Bridge Trolls and stuff, but Manticore gives you a win condition round 3 if you get your combo off. Because Manticore with like 6 Weavises is hilarious, and you can still renew it. So I wanted something that kind of went with that. If we look at the other Death Wish cards, there's not really anything else that gives you just such insane value as a win condition. So I felt like we needed Manticore. We added that after the first couple games, and then once you've got Manticore, you're just set with the Force. I will mention one thing, since I'm actually recording this after the video for once, because I did have to change the deck up partway through, so I figured I'd just mention a couple things here. And that is the Night Wraith is probably not good enough. We would like, what I want to do here is go with the, where is it? I think I saw it in just one biome. The Andraga Warrior. I think this is a better card to run in the deck, but I'm going to link this list because I don't want to confuse people with what's in the video. It kind of already is a bit confusing. But yeah, I think this is worth running, the Warrior. I put in Night Wraith because I never really used Night Wraith. I thought it'd be kind of fun to put it in, but I didn't think we had enough Death Wishes for the Brewer's Ritual, which is why I put in the Night Wraiths. Because we took out, when I audited the deck, I took out the 2 Harpy Eggs and a Bargus, which means we cut out 2 Death Wish cards. I think we had enough. We have 2 Foglets, 2 Bridge Trolls, and 2 Night Wraiths. Like if you draw, and 2 Sirens. If you don't have the Night Wraiths like you're like this, you've got 6 Bronze Death Wish cards, and if you're going first, this will play 4 of them. Wasn't sure that was enough. I think we definitely want at least 1 Andraga Warrior. Might do the second, might do second Night Wraith. That one, this is just showing what I would change afterward. Like I mentioned, recording this beginning part after the video this time, just because I took so many games to try and figure it out. Like, I think maybe 1 and 1's fine, but maybe you want 2 Andraga Warriors. Not too sure. We want at least 1, though, I've decided, because we don't have that many consumed sometimes. But anyway, that's enough about the deck. Let's go see how it worked out, and see just how well it did, because we had some fun with this one.
Famous last words.
Going up against Carapace in this first one here. This looks like... Well, honestly, I don't know what it looks like because we haven't seen any cards yet. We are going first, which we'd love to see, and we got the Brewer's Ritual. So that's just perfect. As far as the rest of it, we don't have any of the mill stuff here. So that could be a bit of an issue. We'd like to draw that. If we can win round 1, then mill round 2, I think that's what we're going to try for. We can always try milling round 1. I don't think we can really mill out his entire deck, which means milling round 1 usually just means we throw all the tempo and lose the round. I don't think we mill enough for it to matter. I think we have to mill him round 2. Because if we all-ins round 2, we don't get rid of enough of those cards. And Golyat milling gives the opponent a lot of points, usually. Just open up with the Desert Banshee here. Nothing too surprising. Just want to be able to consume the Brewer's Ritual right away, just in case he's playing a lock. So it looks like it will be Ogroids. Kind of a scary deck to go up against, especially for tempo-wise round 1. If we were not going first, it would be a lot worse. Love to see the Siren.
You wouldn't want to.
Love to see both Sirens. That'll help a lot. And he's probably playing Erendite, so having this much tempo is going to be an issue for him. Wouldn't be surprised if he starts throwing out really big guys. It's pretty big. So he has at least 6 other Ogroids in his hand. Good to know. We do have the double bonded copies of the Solano Harpies here. Obviously, that's kind of amazing. So this tempo really should be too much for him. It makes such a difference going first or second with Brewer's Ritual. Not sure if this comes as a surprise to many of you. I think you all know that. I think he's going to pass. So as much as is he going to pass? No, let's see this. I was thinking about the Toad, just because if he passes, it gives us carryover. But I think we just want to take the bonded Harpy value, because Ogroids is a deck that can push round 1. So we should just make sure. Because he could have something like King Trum, and then just like a tall removal, maybe a Heat Wave. Then we know he's got 2 non-unit, or potentially up to 2 non-units. So he has a lot of points. 2 Go the Elder, again, like a card's gonna give him a ton of points. So I think it's a good thing we went for the bonded value there. Now we're in kind of a problem. We probably need to play the Toads. I think he might still win this round, which just shows you the power of Ogroids. But we are just playing bronze cards, so it's not that surprising if he would win, even with a double Brewer's Ritual and consuming everything. I think we'd throw down the Harpy's Egg next. We don't have any more Death Wishes left. There's the Jotun. Yeah, he's catching up here. Catching up quite a bit. Do we pass here? I don't... it's either egg or pass. If we egg, we probably lose on even. I think we go for it. I think we do. The 2 goes, it's going to get 3 a turn. If he plays King Trum, we're really sad. We could have passed there, but passing against Ogroids here, like, we want to mill him. Normally, we would just pass there, but since we're trying to mill him, it's going to make it a lot harder. Quite a bit harder. Oh, that's a big card. So now he's head on even. Kind of figured this would happen, but we really need the pressure. Do another carryover Toad. That'll help. See if he takes the up 2 cards. We don't really mind that, because if we mill him out, it doesn't matter. If we don't mill him out and he wins the round, it kind of looks like we might have to go for an alternate win condition. As much as we really wanted to, okay, messes up the 2 go, but we'll just pass here. So, yeah, we really wanted to mill him, but looks like that's not going to happen. Ogroids do have insane tempo. Now, our best case scenario here, I think at this point, is if we just go to round 3, and he has like a 3-point Erendite, 4-point Erendite, which doesn't kill us, and then we can probably go like Cave Troll into just tempo, and just use value cards for the round 3 with the spamming the whatever her name is, Weavis. So he's gonna go for that. Interesting play. If we just throw, could throw a Caranthier. No, we don't have the Caranthier target yet. We don't want to play a Darin. We might just play the Cave Troll out of our deck to scare him out of the round. Or we can go Foglet. The thing with Foglet is it's going to trigger his Death Wish for him. If we play it ranged. Just do it anyway. We really don't have that many great plays. I'd really rather not just play Cave Troll. Oh, he's going to trigger the Death Wish anyway. So that's not bad for us. That's not bad at all. Okay, that turned out pretty well. We still could Cave Troll, or we could go for the second Toad on the second Foglet. I like having that carryover, but really Cave Troll is going to help so much round 3. 5 turns of Frost. That all will get value eventually if he keeps pushing. We just hope he doesn't keep pushing. Oh, nice. That's fantastic. Yeah, the 5 turns of Frost is a bit scary for him, so I'm glad he didn't push. It kind of makes sense. He has a lot of big cards left. Probably feels like getting the 2 Toads of our carryover was good value, which it was. So he's probably happy with how this turned out. Hey, this is a nice hand. Now this is what we're looking at. What we like to see. We're missing Golyat and Renew, so that's a little sad. But, you know, maybe we can draw into him. Our hand's so good, though. The thing is, we're not actually missing them, right? We got Decree and Oneiromancy. We can Decree the Golyat, Oneiromancy the Renew. So we have access to all of our cards. We have a perfect setup to Golyat and mill him here. The only problem for that is it's round 3, so it won't accomplish much. We're going to have to find... Do we even have a Death Wish card? I guess we have a Arrakis Queen. We probably need to... I guess Bridge Troll's the only one left. I suppose we could... What's the best value? I guess we could renew the Harpy Egg later. It's going to be a weird one. It's where you want to see Mana Core in your deck so you can really meme on him. That's going to be pretty good for him. Well, I don't think there's anything else for it other than just make as many incantations as possible. I honestly, since I focus so much on making so much of this deck, I don't think he can kill a 1-point guy. Anyway, but I focus so much of this deck on making... Oh, there's his Golyat. On making the Golyat mill. I don't actually know what our ceiling would be with just Weavus incantations, but it's gotta be high. So Arrakis Queen's gonna spawn, what, like 2 more than we have a Darin? I mean, we have a lot of Weavus incantations. But he's also playing Ogroids and doesn't have a lot of points, so we're just gonna have to see. To be fair though, I have faith in the Weavus incantations. We have so many. Yeah, I think we should trigger this now to get the other one, right? I guess we could wait. I guess he could Lord Riptide it for us, which wouldn't be too bad. But I don't know what else he would have. That's an interesting card. Count Caldwell. Don't see that one too often. Or at all, really. We are in pro rank, so that's a little unusual. Let's just grab the last Weavus. How do we I guess we could consume with this. Let's go... Well, Bridge Troll's our only choice here, right? It's the only thing with a Death Wish, so we're gonna gain a lot of points there. That was pretty good. Pretty good. So we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Weavus incantations. Yeah, there's the Lord Riptide. So we got 6 Weavus incantations, so we gained 24 points there. Renew, this is gonna be insane. We're down 2 right now. Just go with the Harpy Egg, like we said we'd have to earlier. So we're down 2. Oh, this is so many. And then we just leader this. Nothing has I guess this does have a Death Wish. Down. That was a 52-point renew. That's a lot of Harpies. And he's out of here. I mean, that's not what we're trying for, but it was pretty funny. If you don't stop Weavus incantation, a lot of stuff can happen. That is for sure. Yeah. Wish we could have milled him, though. We did eventually get this set up. Eventually. So we had a lot of games there where we couldn't get the Golyat mill set up. And my camera doesn't record for more than 2 hours, so unfortunately it wasn't recording the rest of this game. But I did remember to go back and record the last bit of the mill. So this is the time it's going to work. Our opponent is playing good old, well, you can see what it is. Mill out that, and the next turn we'll get him, because this is the good old Vernon Roche, Onager, Priestess stuff. And look at that. We mill him out round 2. He's not going to have his combo round 3, so he'll have nothing round 3. And yeah, unfortunately this is the only clip I was able to record of this game, because my camera cut out, but he just forfeits right after this, so there's not much more to it anyway. Going in here in this next game. So what we did is if you can take a look and pay attention here, not take a look and pay attention, you'll notice anyway, Cave Troll is at 6 power now. So I tried recording this Golyat mill video last patch, and what ended up happening is we never got a good situation from Golyat Mill. It was only one time. We only got one time to work. And what happened was my camera only records for 2 hours. So after 2 hours it cut out. And I did not notice it cut out because we were trying to mill people with Golyat. So what ended up happening was the only clip we got of Golyat Mill was just... It was in a game. After my camera cut out, I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, we're not recording. And I was able to like just record like a last 30-second clip or something that I have access to. But that was it. So that was unfortunate. So what I wanted to do is try it again. And as you can see here, we're just like playing bronzes, all normal stuff. But what ended up happening is like, well, we kept ending up in situations. We only kept one of those games from that first setting because I want to try and mill him out a little more. Because that was just like a Weavis type of thing. I decided to put in Manticore. Because there are so many situations where we ended up not being able to go for the Golyat round 3. And then still having all the Weavis incantations. So I figured maybe we'd meme on them with a little Manticore too as a backup. We did have to downgrade a few of the Death Wish cards, and unfortunately Cave Troll got nerfed to 6 power. So now he's the worst defender in the game, which kind of stinks. Oh my goodness. I was just talking about how he's bad. I didn't want a demonstration of how Cave Troll is bad now. I didn't want it. And he just stole it. That's gonna make this a bit harder. Has to make this a lot harder, because now he has leader charges for Idarin and such. Okay.
We're not done if you can still.
As I was saying, Cave Troll did get nerfed. So we're playing this. I was playing at the end of the last patch. I couldn't get the clips I wanted, so I figured we'd try it again at this patch. The deck's basically the same. The idea's the same. Yeah, there's the Idarin lock. And there's a coup. Oh, nice. He has an Idarin now. Fantastic. I mean, we can't just pass. Let him go up card round 3. We do have Manticore. But yeah, like I was saying, this was not really working out last patch. It was working out, like we won a bunch of games, but it wasn't with Golyat Mill. What if we just go for it here? We just go for it. I don't really want to deal with this. Let's just do it. I'm just thinking we don't want to deal with round 3 here. All of our gold cards are in hand right now.
Last man on his post sleeps on an empty stomach.
Gonna lock our Weavis. That's all fine. He's not locking Weavis. Okay, do we get the ultimate lock where he doesn't lock both? Just don't lock him. How is he not locking them, by the way? Okay, he's got a Toad. He's just gonna let us have 2 Weavis incantations. What does he think we're saving for? I guess he thinks round 3, right? He doesn't think we can do this. But I'm pretty sure we can if we've got 2 Weavises. If we just go Manticore, and then just Arrakis Queen the Manticore, he has to lock the Manticore. This is such good value. Do we want to consume it here? I think we do. Let's get rid of that Marine so it stops ticking bigger. Now we're actually in control. I was talking about the whole deck idea, but you know what? Let's just go for this. So we've got Arrakis Queen. I think we're going to renew the Manticore. The question's when. Okay, I mean, the question was when. But look at the board. I want to get it to trigger twice, though. Get the third one. I think he's waited too long. Because as long as Arrakis Queen spawns an extra Weavis, you get at least 3, which is really good. Okay. And we've got... Oh, please be super big. Oh, this Manticore is going to be insane. They never expect the renew. Hit him with the renew Manticore. No one ever sees that coming. Bang, bang, bang. Minus 38 points. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. This is why I put Manticore in the deck. Because sometimes you can't win with Golyat, the milling. So it's nice to... Oh my goodness, he's doing it again. Unfortunately, we can't, like, trigger this to kill the Golyat, but we're going to kill him. The Artaud, and we'll take him out. And yeah, he's out. Well, we didn't get to Golyat mill him, but that was pretty funny. This time we're going up against Patricidal Fury. This could be a lot of things. Could be like Ren-free beasts. Could be Witchers. Those are the 2 more common ones I've seen. But you can play a lot of stuff in Patricidal Fury. No, it's not Patricidal Fury. Reckless Flurry. Second word sounds similar. See, we have a pretty decent hand here. We'd love to go first. So unfortunately, we do not. That's kind of not great. So there... Okay, it's going to be Witchers, right? Well, you could just play like a mid-range deck with Portal, but I suspect Witchers. Foglet's not great here, because the armor will absorb some damage. Could just open Brewer's Ritual. If we go Siren first... Nah, let's play the Brewer's Ritual. We lose Deathwish value if he kills the Siren. I think he's more likely to have the damage to kill Siren than a lock. I don't think Witchers really play a lock, just because you have the Geralt and a Pathfinder, a skill Pathfinder removal instead. Okay, that's pretty weird. Why are we hitting this? That does not make sense to me. Is it a Lippy deck? I guess you could use Portal Sin for Lippy. Oh well. Those are not the cards we really wanted to get. We did make some changes to the deck after the last game, I think. So, basically, we went with a couple more Deathwish cards, putting in the Manticore. I don't think I showed the deck profile. I might toss it in at some point for the updates. When we put the Manticore in, it needed 2 extra provisions, so upgrade over, like, the Barghest. What is he doing here? But we ended up cutting, like, Harpy Egg and Barghest, and we had 2 4-provision slots left, and I put in these guys, the Night Wraiths. Just because they're, like, decent. Okay, that's just going to trigger a Death Wish for us eventually. It can't be a Shoop deck, because he portaled the same thing twice. I don't really know what's going on here. But like I was saying, I did put in these guys. We should have put in an Andrago Warrior, and I keep regretting it. As in, keep regretting it. I wish we had one right now, because we could own Neuromancy for a double Death Wish trigger. But at least that Foglet gets good value. We do have to consume with the Toad, but I think it's important to keep up on tempo here. And at least the Foglet hits ranged, which actually does something. Yeah, we don't have the Warrior in there. I was kind of hoping I made the change, but tried a couple games with this deck. Took a break from it. You know, patch happened. Had to make a couple adjustments. The Cave Troll got nerfed. So now we'll see what's going on here. Really wish we did put that guy in. I guess we don't need the consume, but offering is weird. Offering. I guess it could be Witchers. You could, I suppose, be boosting Eskel, Lambert, and Vesemir for a huge tempo play later. That might make sense, but I can't think of anything else that might be going on. You just be like just plain mid-range. Oh god. You could also put these on something like the Anglerfish. I've seen people do that, put the boost on Anglerfish, then tempo them out with the Rain Leader, but this guy's using Reckless Flurry. He threw one really early, which is strange to me. At least we can do this now. This is nice, because now there's the All God, we don't hit armor with the Fog. And it's the highest value Death Wish we've got, so if it's not hitting armor, it's nice. Do you want to keep pushing him here?
To arms, men.
Okay, that's a bit of tempo. Not the most. Those students do take an extra damage that the All God wouldn't have taken. So it gives our extra point there. But what do we have left we can play, like, realistically? Okay, Oneiromancy 1 card. Let's go Bridge Troll. You can Bridge Troll Oneiromancy, but if he plays another card here, I think we do have to pass, which is unfortunate. Oh, he's going to play Ragnarug. Yeah, we're definitely not winning this round then. We have to pass. So once again, it looks like we're not going to be able to mill him with Golyat. We do get to find out what his deck's about, because that's kind of similar to a Witcher deck I built, actually. Not the most similar, but I did do one with Portal and Ragnarug. I didn't use, like, the staff and stuff, but I think it's going to be Witchers. I think it is Witchers at this point. Just, I wonder what the upper range is. Because Eskel Pathfinder is obviously in it. The question is not the only removal, because the more tall removal he has, the worse it is for us. I think we just have to open Cave Troll if he plays a card. So there's a lot of carryover there. Interesting. I'm guessing he just put the Witcher Trio with a bunch of points on it from Offering and All God. And that's his plan. That makes sense. I think we just have to open Cave Troll. He might kill it. I guess the leader doesn't quite kill it, but he has other ways to kill it. Escal Pathfinder. I guess he could leader Offering it, but I think we just have to open with it anyway. Don't kill it. Offering, okay. Leader Offering, we said that was an option. So now we really need tempo. I think we... Do we just go Golyat here? We have a Toad, right? We're gonna need the Manticore later. No, we don't have a Toad. It's in our hand. Use the other one on a Foglet round 1, right? Yeah, we don't have many options. I guess we could throw the Caranthier and go for the Wispuses. Let's just play this first. I really hope this gets us out of the round, because I don't want to play the round. Really like to not play the Caranthier if we can avoid it. We can still get value off of other Death Wish cards with the Wispus incantation combo. Okay, so that is what he was doing. He's putting all the boosts on the Witcher Trio. So we have to go for the stuff here. We just have to go for it and hope he doesn't. Play this first. He's going to have control though, right? Escal Pathfinder, so I think we just have to wait. We might hit this with the Escal Pathfinder. It's got pretty good value. It's going to be a little bit weird here. I wonder if we can Golyat mill him. Hold on a second here. Let's do some math. We could spawn extra Golyats. That's pretty good. Let's put this down. If he kills this, that might be good for us, because it means Golyat won't trigger its Death Wish. But I guess if we trigger the Golyat Death Wish with like Arrakis Queen, we're still getting another Golyat. 12. I think this works. I think this works, right? Because we get 12. He shouldn't get that thing big. Okay, that's bigger than I thought it would be. But he loses the Pathfinder. We haven't got any mill clips. Let's just try and mill. An extra one of those is pretty good. There's enough points. Obviously, we don't try and mill him here and lose the game. But we got rid of Escal Pathfinder. We got rid of Geralt Quen. He can't have that much left, right? We do win the round. Got some milling going on. That's pretty fun. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we can't have Caranthier. Doesn't do anything. Banshee is better or worse than Harpy. I guess it's 1 point. We don't have Death Wish in our hand. It's just this, oh. So let's hope we can draw Death Wish there. But the Banshee and the Harpy are basically the same value. The Banshee's one less if we don't draw a Death Wish. I guess the Banshee's one more if we draw a Death Wish and play Death Wish with us. And play Banshee first. We didn't draw a Death Wish. I think we just go Bridge Troll here. We do have the Toad, which we have to trigger with this first card. Problem is we're never getting the Harpies bonded because it has to eat the other Harpy. Okay, that's decent. Problem is we only have 10 points more. I guess, he probably has a tall removal. Probably just dead here. But we did get some fun milling around too, like we hit a couple good cards. Yeah, that's going to be pretty decent. Depends what his last card is here. Gonna be up by 10 or so. 9, I guess. This could work. It could work. But he could also just have, like, Try the Grasses. Because he's not played that yet, and that's a Witcher card that, yeah, he has it. GG. Got some interesting mills round, too, though. That was pretty fun. This will be the last game. Unfortunately, we're not really getting the Golyat mills. It takes a lot to set up. I had one from last season that was good. So we'll throw that clip in at some point in the video. Actually, I wasn't going to include any of those games from last season, but I think we will. Yeah, I'll put some of those in the beginning. Might be a little confusing, but I think the only change from season to season was the nerf to Cave Troll in the deck. So we'll throw those in just because we want to have at least one clip of Golyat working out. Now we're going up against Dwarves. Well, it could not. I suppose it could not be Dwarves. but usually this is Dwarves. Again, we're not going first. Going first helps so much. It helps with tempo, it helps with thinning the deck so you actually get the Golyat combo round 2. So, really going first is... It's so much better to go first. Let's throw this out here. Against Dwarves, we have to worry about Simloss and Dennis. The Simloss-Dennis combo, there's a couple things we could do. We could try and mill the Simloss. That's pretty high RNG here. Let's throw this out here, get the Death Wish, hopefully get Siren. Nice. Like I was saying, we could either try and mill the Simloss, pretty low chance on that. Or we could go for the short round 3 and try and get Weavis Incantations on the Manticore. If we do that, he's got like 4 cards. He goes, I don't know, the Chariot, gets the 2 Dwarves, goes the Simloss into the Workshops, plays Dennis. We have to hit a Simloss, we have to hit a Chariot. So we'd need like 4 triggers of Manticore for it to work. So we need like 2... I don't know, that's a lot of setup we're asking for there. We're asking for like 2 Wispises, and then Renew, and... Or like 4, and... Oh, that's a lot of tempo there. He's really going for this. Hey, he missed it. That's nice. Get an extra consume there. Foglet's not great, but we might as well trigger it. I think we just try and set up Toads, because we're going to lose... Well, we're probably going to lose this round. Let's see what his next card is. We'll play at least 1 Toad. Let's look at tempo there. He's playing a lot of provisions this round, though. Because the Dennis Workshop combo is pretty... Ooh, and a Broover. Only 2 Dwarves in his hand? That's weird. Yeah, because Broover gets an armor for each Dwarf in your hand. We're definitely passing here. It means he only has 2 Dwarves in his hand. What else would he have? Is it like an Aglace deck? I've seen Renfree Aglace where you spawn 2, what are they called? Tactical advantages. That's funny. Like, that's actually quite funny. So, actually, that was weird. Someone did that to me. And then they played the 2 on Aglace with the Mahakam Forge, and it was like a 30-point boost on the Aglace. That was hilarious. But I don't suspect we'll be seeing that ever again. I might try that, though. Not the biggest Renfree fan, but I've been trying to accept Renfree, the card, as it is in the game, and not hate her so much. I've been trying. So if we can do some meme decks like that, maybe you'll like her a little more. Might try that one out. But here, we're looking at a round 2. We're going to see what he wants to play here. Our hand, we've got Manticore. Probably Manticore round 3, because we're not going to mill him with Golyat. Against decks that thin themselves, so like... Honors Your Priestess against, obviously, Hyper Thin. Against some of the Skellige decks, you can actually mill with just like a couple Golyats and wreck their deck. It's like triggering Golyat once or twice, you can do it. And that's usually worth it. But otherwise, you really need the full setup with the Wispises. Or Weavis. It's Weavis Incantation. Do I keep saying Wispis? I think I've been mostly saying Weavis. I've been saying the wrong one. I do apologize. I get those 2 confused sometimes. Oh, we're just going to play another Toad here. And yeah, then we'll keep a Toad for carryover. The reason we went for the Foglet there is I didn't want to deal with the Chariot throughout a longer round. And then I also kind of figured that if you play the Toad, sometimes they just pass, they can get rid of your carryover, which was true, but then we had the second Toad. So I think we're actually in a decent spot, as long as we can draw Caranthier here. Not Caranthier, we needed Caranthier, we need the Wispis in our hand. Oh, that's unfortunate. We didn't draw Caranthier, Cave Troll, or Incantation. That hurts. That means we can't Caranthier the Incantation because it won't be in our hand. I would love to fit in like Fisher King or something here. But we're so tight on provisions that it's not worth it. Obviously, you probably should cut the Renew, but the Renew is part of the Golyat combo, which is what we really wanted to go for, is the Golyat thing. So not having that's kind of sad. But it is what it is. Let's see what we can do. Now, dwarves usually play some control. And we saw he only had 2 dwarves in his hand round 1, so he's probably got Curse of Corruption, probably a Heat Wave in these. The Curse of Corruption is kind of debatable. You don't usually see it because of how tall they get. Especially if they're playing like Marauder and Dennis, but I have seen it. And, oh, do we just Manticore this? I think we just Manticore this, because we can renew the Manticore later. Let's get rid of that. Before we want to do it, we want to play Manticore before we start spawning tokens. Is another part of that. It's not the best kill. It's definitely a good one. The problem with it is we have no other control, so killing the defender doesn't really help us. The problem is once you start spawning tokens and stuff, then it doesn't matter as much. The Manticore is not getting that good value. Oh, he's playing a Darin. Oh, I'm intrigued now. What is going on here? We're gonna play Darins together. I imagine this was a Simloss Workshop deck. Where would you use a Darin there? I guess you could use it on Elven Seer. Yeah, these decks play Elven Seer, right? Usually they play like one or 2. Because you get so much value on Workshop from Elven Seer. Oh yeah, it's gotta be it. Like Operator Elven Seer. Okay, I see how it is. Do we go... A Foglet would be great here. If we don't have one, do we just start our setup for Manticore? I think we just have to go for Manticore setup. He's gonna... I guess he'll just do Armorer's Workshop next turn. But we can't stop it right here. Like, killing one of these isn't as good value. We'll make this a little taller. Isn't as good value as if we could just get these going. Just not sure how we're gonna do it. Not having the incantation in our hand really hurts because it stops the Caranthier. Caranthier on Weavus gives us like 2 extra Weavuses, and then it gives us like another 2 when you play Rakkus Queen. Is the difference between like 3? I guess it's the difference between like 2 Weavus incantations and like 6. So that's why you really want a second help within your deck more. And Wagenberg. Huh. Okay, this is getting out of hand, but then again, he might be setting up for a huge combo. If he's setting up for a huge combo, we get more time to prepare for our Manticore. Manticore is really good here, though, because it kills one of the Elven Seers. Then we can Arrakis Queen the Manticore, get another one on the board, and we'll get another one from Adarin, giving us 2 Manticores. I guess we can just spam Manticore itself instead of making its Death Wish trigger a bunch of times. That works, right? This works. Yeah. Kill that. And then next turn we can Arrakis Queen. Could trigger this now, kill the Wagenberg. No, we definitely want Arrakis Queen. Yeah, so normally what you do with this deck is you make a whole bunch of Weavus incantations and trigger the Death Wish when you play the card like 6 times. However, I guess if we just play 6 Manticores and trigger it 6 times with other cards, that's the same effect. So that's probably what we're going to try and go for here. This kills the Wagenberg. I think we kill one of these guys. Elven Seers right now. I don't know about the second leader, though, because he might... He's playing some kind of suspicious combo here. It might be worth playing it here, the leader, but we're going to hold off. If he gets really big, we'll still just be killing the same amount of points, and there's a potential that we're going to run into something else we'd really want to deal with. Okay, so there is that. So Dennis is going to be insane. I guess we'll keep holding off on the leader charge. I like having access to a Manticore on demand, just in case he's going to do something weird. Oh, that drone I'm not liking that spawning ranged, but I think we're fine. We could play this melee or ranged. No, we should have space. We have space. Just thinking I'd rather boost ranged where you can't hit it with like a skirmisher or something. We still have space because we'll consume with the Siren. So we'll be fine. The 2 Harpies will get good value. We'll get the bonded and everything. I don't know if we have enough to consume the egg, but we're going to have at least 1 Manticore consume next turn, potentially 2. We might have to... Oh! Oh, I'm really glad we saved that leader charge. Oh, I boosted it, though. We can do 2 Manticores, though, right? Because we can consume 1 with this lady. And then we can Harpy to get another one ranged. And then we can leader. We get 2 ranged. And then we can consume one of them. And we kill off her. Thank goodness. This would make Dennis insane. Although we still have a lot of points, to be honest. There's a Marauder. I guess we should just trigger this last Manticore now. And just kill off another 10-point guy. I guess this is the reverse of normal. We're just making Manticores and consuming them instead of triggering them all at once. It's a lot slower, a lot less dramatic, but it's still quite good. Dennis, okay. Got our Golyat. I don't know, let's play it. Okay, that was supposed to go great. But I guess if he has a control card for Golyat, we win because he doesn't have enough points by killing it. So it doesn't matter where we put it. His best card is probably like a second Marauder. It is second Marauder. He could have gotten more points if he did the other guy earlier, but it's not going to matter here. So yeah, we'll take that one. That was an interesting game. Very interesting. That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.